Yeah, Shri Ranjani, are you there?
Yeah. Hello, sir.
Good
Good
evening
evening.
and welcome.
Very good evening, sir.
Let's begin. And however, in the live Zoom, the people will join, and we are also live on the YouTube and LinkedIn. So there so far around in both the platform, 20 number of the participants has been joined. However, we have given the time for 2023, and not 23, 2030. 8:30, so we had to start this. So however, before going and other people jump into, let me just brief about you as well as this discussion, and this is especially the HR leader talk, where we invited the HR professional who has been done something tremendous into their career, and so that we can promote you, we can give you the platform to reach into the global. As now we have been around 3700 HR professional into the different platform and giving that platform to us, and this is also one of the part of our the 2024 the HR awards, where we are identifying 100 HR influential like you have been achieved something special into your career. However, when I say that you are not just in the HR, as well as you are the professor for HRM into one of the institution, then after you are also the trainer for multiple streams you have been. So all that we are exploring at the end, and this today's discussion where we have been invited you, that is especially about the reskilling and upskilling, which is one of the important the aspect for every organization. When we come out from as in the from the academic going into the institution, so they are the biggest challenge the organization face, how they can bring the right kind of talent for their organization. So as that part, what are the challenges that they are facing, and that your expert advises you are going to brought here, so that who are the viewers to us who are joining this into live of the two other platforms, so that they can bring the right kind of practices about what they have to do and what is required to be done by them to upskill their people to make it ready for the future. However, there are the when we go for the uh, compare with the scenario, the skills which come from the academic. So that is a theoretically they have been learned a lot on their intellectual level, maybe higher side. But when it is come to part of the practically the skills they have to be nurtured on the organization, the workplace, so that come about very different. So that's why the scenario totally changed to the either there are now the multiple generations are there which now the HR professional had to deal with. So in that case, the reskilling and upskilling is all not as and then dilemma. So there are the different we can say the different questions where the HR professional had to take care to providing the right kind of skill for the organization. However, there are the many studies has been so far done, and two studies which I want to relate it here. One is the study by the Manpower Group, which has been reflected and presented that like 80%, more than 80%, around 83% of the HR, the CEOs, they just have been shared that or expressed that they are not getting the right talent. However, the supply is too much there, but actual when it is coming to as part of the organization, so what skill they actually required. So in that part, they are not getting the right skill for their organization. So that is all about that how they can reskill and upskill their the current the workforce they have been. What is they are the challenges faces. However, we have been collected some community questions, and all those this discussion is going to be happen around these questions only. And then what are the suggestion as in the expert we have been invited you for this today's talk. That what they have to do and how they can nurture their current workforces to make them future ready. So this is the mostly the perspective of this today's discussion all around. So before that, when I welcome you for the today discussion. Before that, I'm here going to share a little bit about the people manager and its platform, and especially about this HR leader talk and how it is helping the HR professional to expand their reach to the globe by this platform. So here is a small presentation for all the participants who has been joined so far into the YouTube as well as the LinkedIn also. And then I will be rightly jump into the discussion with you. So whatever what we had been for schedule this session today. So here, let me share a little bit about the platform, the people manager, this platform, how we are helping the HR professional to bring them up into the global perspective with this people manager domain. And at the end, our objective is especially to empowering the 100 million HR professional by 2040. So in that objective, or with this mission, we have been initiated the people manager initiatives, and there we have the two platforms. One is the magazine, and second is also the academy, so where especially we draw the workforce related the challenges organizations are faces, how HR professional we can help them down to with their challenges, and then guide them, advise them, and mentor them into their the day-to-day the barriers they are getting into their jobs. Second, we have the magazine. So this magazine is especially we're focusing on the multiple channel of growing and knowing the different state of the HR domain, what is going to happen, what is going to be gradually moving on the global perspective related to the human resources that we are covering on this platform too. So there we have the multiple platforms, and that platform coming through the monthly magazine, quarterly magazine. There are the events which it is right now we are here with discussion with Dr. Shriranjani. And then here we have been kept today the subject or the topic which is most essential for every organization to helping their individual or helping their organization to how they can especially prepare their workforce for the future when there are the multiple challenges at the global perspective. What are the role of reskilling and upskilling to helping the organization to prepare the right kind of talent for their organization? So when we are relating it further as part of our the core theme for 2024, that is about the we are focusing on where we can make it possible for the HR professional. With that objective, we have been started this platform too, where whatever it is the events, so that especially we have been designed for the unconventional time, so that we can help the HR professional, empower them with the right kind of skill for the future. So as part whom we are welcoming today, so Dr. Shriranjani, and she is one of the professor HRM, one of the institution. Apart from that, she does not mean only the professor, but she has the keen stream into the different areas of the corporate training. She is the certified force trainer, soft skill trainer. She is the corporate trainer also, and then she is a career counseling. She is the NLP practitioner and life coach also. She is also the educator for the German language. So who has the certain the expertise. So inviting such of the expert into this platform, it is also one of our the having you in this platform, and as a great pleasure to us for to speaking on this platform today and helping us to reach with and helping our community with to getting the right kind of the steps what they have to do to reskill and upskill their people. When it is called what we are going to cover up in the this today's session, reskilling and upskilling, it's a different tool for creating the cream crop for your organization as in the workforce, because till then the organization does not have the right kind of workforces, the organization cannot grow. So that is the new norm for the organization, where post the pandemic we had to focus on the reskilling and upskilling. Whatever the skills you may have, but tomorrow that may be changed. You require to gradually upskill and reskill yourself so that you can be grow. Similarly, with the objective of the people manager, where we say the we are making an art of possible for preparing you for the unconventional time. So there we draw a roadmap to navigate the talent shortage, which is there also the new terminology is coming. The talent acquisition or the talent retention is the new talent acquisition strategy for the organization. We are focusing on the potential talent risk are there. So how your reskilling and upskilling can help them out, and the expert we have been invited, Dr. Shriranjani, she's going to help us to draw the right kind of attention, which the action required to be prepared by the organization. However, when we are catering down this discussion and the expert advices with Dr. Shriranjani, we are focusing on the perspective of an organization. What is their role? how the organization, especially the HR, they can help their organization to upskilling their talent into the right kind of the skill they required, not just for the 2 days, the perspective you required. It is about the future development too. So in that case, we are going to all together understand about the role of upskilling and reskilling, its contribution to helping the organizational goal objective achievements, and how it is further going to help into having the right kind of skills or the talent for the organization so that they can perform effectively with their accountability responsibility role has been given by the organization based on their objectives. Then further, as part of the people manager, the platform, as I have been shared with, we have the two different the platforms where we are helping the HR professional with our objective to empowering the 100 million HR professional globally. So that is the People Manager Academy, where we are helping with with providing some courses, mentoring, mentorship program for the HR professional to helping them into their key challenges into the workplaces to developing them as an indispensable HR. And secondly, it is the People Manager magazine, and that magazine helping you in the multiple way to reaching by the different platform to empowering HR professional to the next level or the future CHR. So there we have the events also that the similar the event is going happening here right now. Then we have the quarterly basis, the conferences also, where the one conference we have been successfully that held on the March 31st, which was one of the successful the conference we have been organized and helping the multiple HR professionals how they have to deal with the talent need with the emerging technologies also. Then the second, which is coming into the end of June, maybe scheduling for the July 14 or 15, the Sunday mid, and that is going to be engaged conference, and especially how the engagement activity of organization can ensure with the inclusion. So we are releasing the schedule maybe within 2 and 3 days for how we are going further. Then in the November, we are coming up with the L&D conference and the tech solution for the L&D. Then in December, we are coming with the big industrial relation and tech conference, how this was the biggest challenge of the managing the arousing and the industrial relation within the organization that we are coming up. Then we had the monthly the workshops as part of the People Manager magazine, especially for the members also, that we are organizing on time to time. The courses, we have more than 30 number of the HR courses landing on their magazine, as I've been sharing in the beginning. So there are the two magazine which is getting you through the multiple aspect also. You will get to the what is happening on the global perspective. And then we have the daily updates also, which you can freely visit to our website and that you can get it through. And there are the how the big number of the CHR or their movement, you can make the connectivity and networking with them. And as part of the next, there will be expert, the practices from the different organization. We are capturing it from the experts too, and the interviews are also there. Then most importantly, how you can manage your day-to-day operation with calendar we are going to. Then the industrial relation and the judgments, what is happening into the cases of industrial relation, which is the key crucial the things required to be known for the HR professional that we are covering. There are the 7 aspects we are covering. And the one of the another program we are going to start as the mentorship, where we will reach to the 100 number of the first the members for the People Manager HR network. And then this year 2024, we have been also launched the HR Award 24, which one is the part of the 100 influential HR leader we are identifying. Similarly, those are the future leader we are inviting for this the leader talk also. And then we are also identifying the 50 HR leader who has been done tremendous into the human resources area or the domain, the best HR leader of the year, CHR especially, who has been done something innovative into the human resources that we are going also to be reward. And then the lifetime achievement rewards for the senior HR professional who have been done. As part of the inspiring HR leader, where the People Manager, the platform is helping HR professional to reach to the globe with this platform. And as of now, we have been reached to the 3,700 HR professional into the different platform as in the global community. Then as part of the, I have been shared within the March, we have been concluded one, the most successful virtual conference on HR tech and talent. Here is the one snapshots. There are the inspiring thought leader. We had been invited them and they expressed the views how HR had to prepare for the 2024 and beyond. In that the what are the mandates for them and the challenges of the talent, how they can improve it with the technologies. This when we considering about the people manager platform, so our focus is to making it possible by designing our every events, every the aspect of empowering HR professional. We are focusing on how HR can help the organization to be into the business growth. Then there are the multiple texts which are enabling empowering the HR professional to advancing their reach within the organization, as well as helping them to get these done, their objective done. Then the tech for impact creating and preparing the HR professional for velocity to shift, which is gradually changing an HR professional need to be move ahead. Then the awards, which I have been already shared. So 100 number of the influential HR leader we have to be identified, or we are going to identify them. So this part of the discussion is one of the key. Then networking program, which we are going to start with the 100 HR for the membership for the network, and it is based on the radar technique. We have been developed on one of our concept. So based on that, second, we are this radar technique. We are the initializing for the organization how HR professional can utilize this technique to within their organization and helping with the strategic way of improving their culture, their productivity, as well as the result orientation of the organization. Then we have the people manager for the membership programs also, which we're driving through the different aspect. So this is all about the People Manager HR magazine. And now come specially to the discussion. And here I would request to Shri Ranjani, Dr. Shri Ranjani, Moksha Good. So welcome you here. So when we start this discussion, however, it is going to helping the HR professional, how they have to upskill their talent to for the future challenges. However, the preparing of right kind of the workforce for the organization, it is one of the challenge for them. So now welcome you, Dr. Shri Ranjani here. Just a little bit share about your success journey to our community, and then we are going for the what are the community questions we have, and your expertise advices we are going to be get it on, and then going this discussion forward.
Sure, sir. Thank you so much.
Welcome.
Good evening to everyone present here. Sir, thanks for inviting me to this prestigious HR Leader Talk Show 2024, which actually allows us to share our HR thoughts to the globe, say with our People Manager and HR Magazine by SBR Learning Studio. B.R. Singhvi, sir, thank you for this special opportunity. So today on June 9th, we are actually seeing multiple events which are taking place on national and international levels. We have our PM who is taking oath for the third time, and we are witnessing our India-Pakistan match. Plus, we have French Open lawn tennis. The men's singles finals is going on. But we still, there are so many participants here. They are present on different platforms. I definitely appreciate your patience and interest. Yes, sir. You asked me to speak about my success journey and accomplishment. So definitely it allows me to share a bit about my own journey. Coming to my journey, I would like to call this as something like a lifelong learning experience. But I would like to say this is with the unfinished syllabus. Why? I'll tell you. Well, it's again an honor to be here. And I want to share a journey that, yes, while unique, but holds lessons for all of us, including me. Growing up, the legacy of my great-grandfather, he was a visionary engineer, leader, Bharat Ratna, Diwan, statesman, scholar, whatnot, Sir Mokshagundam Vishweshwaraya. He instilled in our family the value of excellence and service. But my own path, it wouldn't follow any single track. To begin with, languages actually captivated me, as you told. So I embarked on a quest to master German. It was not for the purpose of communication, but I just wanted to truly understand a different culture altogether. Well, this journey was demanding altogether. There was a constant battle against its own grammar rules, the unfamiliar idioms, right? But there was actually each hurdle that I overcome, a new world opened up. And it also revealed a different way of thinking as well as seeing the world. Then speaking about my academics, the thirst for knowledge actually propelled me towards academia. I earned MBA, then I did a PhD in management. When I speak about this, it wasn't just about the degrees, but it was about, say, diving headfirst into the fascinating world of business. I just crave to understand how organizations function. What is this? I can call it as the delicate dance. What is this between the leadership and strategy? I wanted to know in a deeper sense. But inside the traditional classrooms, I just felt strangely confined. See, as academicians or educators, I always understand that theory is important, but actually I yearn to see it when how can I apply it in the real world.
Yeah.
In fact, this is what actually led me to become a research supervisor. I wanted to build that bridge between what is said in the theory and what is practice, right? And what we put into practice. But building this gap, building this bridge was never ever easy, as you all know. So this forced me to translate all the complex ideas into actionable solutions. I just wanted to ensure that the knowledge we generated, it has a real world impact. My learning didn't stop there. Rather, I went on to become a certified soft skills trainer. I wanted to help others hone their communication and interpersonal skills. But still, there was a challenge here. Nothing was easy. What was that challenge? I myself had to master the art of conveying knowledge in a way that actually resonated with a different or diverse audience. Say each workshop, each training session, it actually became an opportunity to learn new approaches. I went on to polish my skills and I started connecting with my fellow learners. So this journey of continuous learning actually it led me to explore new areas. I became a corporate trainer, an NLP practitioner, and even a life coach as well. So each new skill, it added a new dimension to my understanding of human behavior, and also I witnessed the power of personal growth. Again, the challenge, however, was the same to adapt my learnings to best serve the needs of every individual I encountered.
Yeah,
See, throughout my
yes.
sorry, sir.
Yeah, yeah, of course. So your journey is so far very successful. But however, one of the things which required within everyone that is about what the one time we have been learned. So still we are improving. So similarly, I can correlate with it to the today's discussion and the session, reskilling and upskilling. What I have been learned so far, that is not enough for today. So maybe tomorrow there are something new. So I have to prepare for that. So with this theme line, so let's move ahead. However, when we considering about the reskilling and upskilling, it is not just for the workplaces. It is about the human beings. When we are the human beings, we are facing with the multiple challenges. So in that case, we have to be prepared ourselves for the different circumstances and how we can cope with that. So in that, when we are coming to as especially focusing on the HR profession, because they are dealing with the people into the organization. As you have been said, you have been so much successful stories, and we are also helping the corporate with the trainings. You are also as in the life coach, you have the LNP practitioner, then the multiple things. You have been dealing with 1,000 of the people, even though you are also the supervisor for the PhDs, researchers too. So what aspect of going happening on the academic is the theory the people know about, but what is applying in the practically at the workplace and the ground where we have to drive some results. So that come to be some complexity, and that complexity we are going to draw with this discussion. So when it is come to here, when the organization, especially they are facing the challenge, as I have been sure in the beginning, so how they can evolve with the different skill sets, then what types of the culture shift they have to be move further. There are also the technologies, how they can be integrated, then further how they can measure the impact on, because when we are going to the reskilling and upskilling, so there must be some measuring tool too. And finally, how the HR they can prepare themselves for and program for their organization, include the inclusivity, that inclusivity into the learning. So these are the areas which we are drawing through. So first, I want to move further with that. What are the challenges the organization they face, especially the human resources, when their the objective of the organization had been something either financially or they had to be expand their business. In that case, the HR professional, when the organization they required the skilled people for the organization. So in that case, especially it is the pressure on the HR professional. How either they have to be trace the people outside of their organization, attract from the market, and second part is they're preparing their people from inside. So there the reskilling and upskilling is helping to them. But my point is here, which we are going of moving into this discussion, that is about the as for your expert, you are into the many corporate and the providing the trainings to them. So in that case, what are the key challenges the HR leader face on reskilling and upskilling their workforce?
Okay, sir. So first of all, let me make something clear. Reskilling is a concept wherein we learn new skills or acquire knowledge in a different field. Typically, say, if I want to make a transition into a new role or to a new industry. Say, for example, if we have a factory worker, he or she might undergo a reskilling. Maybe they want to just become proficient, say, in the field of software development. They want to pursue a career in technology. On the other hand, when I speak about upskilling, it is nothing but we try to acquire new skills or we just want to improve the existing skills, whatever we have, but that is relevant to my current job or my career path, right? If, say, for example, if I'm a marketing professional, I just want to undergo upskilling, right? I want to learn, say, advanced data analysis, these techniques, because I just want to understand my customer behaviors and trends. So, both upskilling and reskilling, they have say increasingly they have become important, as sir said, in today's rapidly changing work environment. Of course, organizations must invest in these initiatives. Then only we can ensure that our employees have sufficient skills which are needed to drive innovation, productivity, or say even growth. Yes, sir. Coming to your question, you just asked me what are the key challenges what HR leaders are facing, right, sir?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Uh, yes. HR leaders, they face, I would like to say, multifaceted challenges, especially in reskilling and upskilling their workforce. Now, as sir also mentioned, this has become increasingly critical. First of all, as sir mentioned, it is basically due to the rapid technological advancements, what we all are witnessing. Apart from that, we see there are dynamic market demands, budget constraints as well. Yes. And also there is a need to maintain the employee engagement, plus we have to uphold their motivation. So let me touch on each and every point. So with emerging technologies, like we have artificial intelligence, we have machine learning and automation, all these are evolving at an unprecedented pace. Now, keeping our workforce skills updated, this becomes a constant challenge for each and every organization. So we all know about WEF, the World Economic Forum. This is a global NGO, right, that convenes the leaders to tackle global issues. So WEF, it predicts that by 2025, 50% of all the employees, they will need reskilling, right? That means they are highlighting the urgency of this issue, reskilling and upskilling. Then I also mentioned market demands. Market demands can shift quickly. We also witnessed it, especially during the COVID-19 pandemic. So this necessitated the rapid acquisition of digital and remote work skills, right? Then the financial limitations, it further complicates these efforts. You all might be knowing about ATD, the Association for Talent Development. This was formerly known as ASTD, American Society for Training and Development. Actually, they reported that organizations, they spent an average of $1,308, $1,308 per employee, right, on their training in the year 2020. So ATD reported that organizations spent an average of this much amount on each employee for their training in the year 2020. This is actually a significant investment that not all the companies can easily make, right? Hope you all agree with my point.
Yeah, of course.
Yes. Yes. Then motivating the employees, mainly how can we prioritize their learning? Because amid their daily tasks, daily routines, it's very, very difficult to keep their motivation. And see, only 30% of employees, they feel actively engaged at work, it seems. This is according to the report from Gallup. which is a well-known American multinational analytics and advisory company. Only 30% of employees, they feel actively engaged at work, it seems. Then resistance to change, it's another barrier. Because as employees, me, you, everybody, we fear the unknown, right? Or say we are just comfortable with the status quo. However I am, I do not want to change anything, right? Because each and every one of us, we have that concern about the job displacement, or we just lack that confidence. I do not want to learn any new skills. Now, this scenario, it is worsening this resistance. Then demonstrating the ROI, return on investment. If we train somebody, what is the ROI of these training programs? It is very complex, right? Because we cannot link the training outcomes directly to the business performance metrics. It can definitely be taxing. So AT&T, companies like that, American Telephone and Telegraph Company, which is a big player in the world of telecommunications, how did they tackle these sort of challenges? What they did was they actually launched initiatives, something called as Future Ready Program. They invested $1 billion in their reskilling efforts. What they did, they clearly communicated the benefits. If you reskill your efforts, what will be the benefits? What will be the career growth opportunities for each one of you who all gets associated with this kind of training? They clearly communicated this. So this is the thing what other companies also have to do. Then furthermore, addressing the skill gaps. It is not only, as we think, it not only involves the technical training, but also developing the soft skills such as communication in the first place, critical thinking, adaptability, problem solving, teamwork, so on. We have to give importance to all developing all such sorts of soft skills, because all these are essential in this rapidly changing business environment. See, even our institution is also facing significant challenges in reskilling and upskilling our students, especially our faculty, because we are not able to keep pace with the rapid technological advancements. We are not able to ensure that, yes, the industry relevant skills are taught to each and every one of us, either to the students or to the faculty. We also grapple with limited resources, both financial, human. We are not able to support the comprehensive development programs. See, as we all know, faculty members, they require continuous updates on the latest knowledge, the teaching methodologies. And there is a need to motivate even the students as well as the faculty, because we all have to engage in that ongoing professional development. Additionally, we have this curriculum rigidity, and that is hampering the swift incorporation of, say, the new skills. And we are not able to provide the access to high quality learning materials. All these remain a persistent hurdle to the HR leaders. Yes, sir.
Yeah, fantastic. So when I sum up with the challenges, what the CHR feel while when we talk about the reskilling and upskilling. First, it is about the rightly the people or HR. They have to be mapped rightly what is the mindset of the people who is likely to be as the next facing of the resistant issues. So they have to tackle and map their behavior first. Rather than there are the challenges, the financial constraints also. However, now the organization are open and they are especially. However, I do not take it on the 100% organization, but around 70 to 80% of organization they are okay to having their separate budget for their upskilling and reskilling. But the challenge that is the one time whom what. So understanding the behavior who rightly required. Sometimes it is happening into the part of the organization who has been recommended by the departments that required, but that is who are not performing at the right workplace. So they spare them for some trainings also. Sometimes they have to just the accumulate the hours of training into the hour. So that is the first challenge also. And secondly, it is you have been also said that the technology is the emerging. Gradually, it is changing to there. So they are swiftly the organization had to move with rapidly. They had to also align these skilling and upskilling where understanding the concept design their own program, as well as the budgeting may not be a constraint for the big organization as of now. Really only 20% of the organization they can face. or the when we talk into the context of the Indian organization, especially, so they said that why training had to be spend much money, so that can be done. So solutions are there. So challenges which is a focus which faced by the CHR as of now, which the advisors you have been given to how they can tackle and prepare with these challenges and make their workforce ready for the future objective to achieve. So when we consider the challenges and how the organization and the CHR especially they are tackling it. So secondly, it would be come to now that how the HR leader they can now identify the skill gap within their organization. So what are the ideal practices and your expert advices to the as I've been shared. So there the behavior aspect is the most important part to understand. There are the multiple practices also which you can recommend that the HR leader can identify the actual skill gap when we focusing on the reskilling and upskilling.
Yes, sir. So for identifying the skill gaps, HR leaders, they have to follow a multifaceted approach that includes several things. First of all, as you said, sir, the skills inventory and mapping has to be done. Then we can also concentrate on the industry reports. We need to go through the performance reviews. Surveys can help us, predictive analytics, and even the competency frameworks. So, while speaking about conducting a thorough inventory of the existing skills, plus mapping them against the current as well as future job requirements, this becomes fundamental. We have many tools, say like Skillsoft, we have iMocha, we have Degreed. So all these will facilitate the creation of detailed skill maps for us. And the best tool for you, it depends on your specific needs plus your budget. Next thing is we have to stay updated on the industry trends and what are the emerging skill sets. So how do I get to understand from where do I get these reports? Maybe from the organizations like World Economic Forum, Gartner, or say McKinsey and Company, Deloitte, or any industry specific associations, research groups. Yes, from there we can get this information. So please remember the best resources, it will depend on your specific industry and your interests. And it is also a good idea that we all can follow the thought leaders and publications in our own field, maybe from on any social media or even through the subscriptions so that we all can stay up to date on the latest developments. Then the regular performance reviews and feedback from managers, from the peers, it helps pinpoint the areas where employees may lack proficiency, right? Then the surveys or the self-assessment tools, it tries to gather data directly from the employees. What is their perceived skill levels? What are their areas of interest? Then even predictive analytics, by using the AI-powered tools, it can forecast the future skills. What are the needs based on the industry trends? What are our business objectives? Right, it can analyze the job by job postings, market data, and even the internal talent metrics. Then developing and maintaining the competency frameworks, which outlines these skills, the behaviors which are required for different roles within our organization. Means if we follow this, it ensures there is a structured approach to skills development. Say, for example, we all know about IBM. It actually leverages its proprietary AI platform called as Watson. So this Watson, it analyzes data from multiple sources, as I told you, maybe from the job postings, the employee profiles, market trends. It tries to identify the skill gaps and it will guide the what are the reskilling initiatives. Additionally, benchmarking against the industry standards plus conducting the gap analysis can also provide insights into where organization stands relative to the competitors. We can understand that. Then partnering with educational institutions or say any sort of professional organizations, it will also provide us the access to update up to have the up-to-date training and development resources. So by integrating all these strategies, HR leaders can effectively identify and also they can address these skill gaps. Means HR leaders can ensure that their workforce remains competitive and they are capable of meeting the future demands.
Definitely. So here we can find out that they would, when the HR professional especially identify the skilling gap for their people workforces, because we are here talking about the how HR leader or organization can prepare for the future talented workforce into that. First of all, they need to be work on their internal framework where the areas we can divide into two dimensions. One is the performance, where rather on the product and objective they have to do. Second dimension, it is considering about now the behavior of the individual perspective. In the beginning, which you have been said that there is the mindset of the people. What is their behavior? Are they really looking for the change? The resistance, why it is coming? So that analysis is giving the first framework to understand that what really their people require at what scale. So there, the number one platform, it is about the framework designing at part of their product. And when it is coming to the upskilling and reskilling and the gap, which we I can here conclude with this point of discussion, that is about everything must be aligned with the ultimate project or service of the organization, what they want to achieve it. So automatically when the HR leader and they have to identify the right kind of gap, what is the service, what is the product of any organization, just identify their parameters of the chain of the productivity objectivity of the product into their in installing it from the beginning to end product or end services. So based on that, they have to be channelized rather than all these the areas as well as the tool you have been shared it. So that is going to help them that going to deep and deep analysis, deep studies, or reaching to a final conclusive framework what they have to implement. So when we have been understood about the part of the skill gap, how the HR, what initiative they have to be take on, as well as there are the multiple tools are now available, how it can help them to ease of identifying the gap analysis. There are the multiple the predictive analysis are there. Everywhere the data is there, but it is the skills required by the HR people also too, how they can that identify these areas and analyzing them. Then next it come about the now the strategies. So, what are the strategies that HR can be implemented to encourage the employee to engage in a reskilling and upskilling initiative? That is also one of the challenge for them. So, what is your advices on the HR professional, how they can help their employees?
So, encouraging the employee participation, whether it could be in reskilling or upskilling initiatives, means I would like to say it requires strategic approaches, wherein we have to address various motivational aspects plus the practical aspects. First thing I would like to say is we have to build a learning culture inside our organization. Means the leaders, they model the learning behaviors. And also, as Sir rightly said, we have to recognize the employees who actively pursue the development opportunities. This means we are trying to promote an environment that values continuous learning. And I remember the LinkedIn Learning's 2020 Workplace Learning Report. It says that companies that promote a strong learning culture, they see somewhere between 30 to 50% increase in their engagement and performance. Then, developing personalized learning paths means which are customized, which are tailored to the diverse needs of each and every employee, whether it could be based on their background, it could be based on their career stage, plus what are their learning preferences, right? We have to develop a personalized learning path for them based on this. Means we are trying to ensure that whatever training we provide them, that is relevant plus accessible to them. Additionally, companies can also incorporate, say, gamification elements. It could be the badges, leaderboards, rewards, so that we are trying to make learning more engaging and enjoyable for our employees. So, for instance, Microsoft's Global Skills Initiative, it effectively uses gamification. Means the employees, they earn points, they earn the badges if they complete the courses. This is actually resulting in higher engagement, plus the completion rate is also very good. Then we have to link the reskilling efforts to the career progression and the promotion opportunities. See, your employees, they are more likely to engage in learning if at all they see there is a direct path to their advancement. If not, they just say we are not interested. Then providing flexible learning formats, including it could be the online courses, workshops, mentorship programs, OJT, on the job training. All these will accommodate the different learning styles, schedules, right? It makes easy for all the employees to participate. Then we also have to ensure that accessibility features in all the learning platforms, plus in all the materials that we provide them, like the subtitles we provide for the videos, or say the screen reader compatibility, even the physical accessibility for in-person training. All this becomes very much essential to support our employees with disabilities. Then we can implement the mentorship programs. See, we have an experienced employee. The experienced employees, they guide others. Simple. Means we are trying to foster an inclusive learning environment. We are also trying to enhance the knowledge sharing. The peer learning groups, they can also provide support, motivation to their colleagues. So this means we are trying to create a community of learners. Plus, offering the incentives and recognition, it plays a very big role. The bonuses, whatever you provide to your employees, that additional time off, or even public acknowledgement if they complete their training programs. All these sorts of things, it will further motivate your employees to participate. And moreover, leveraging the data analytics, as we already discussed, we can track the progress. We can provide that personalized feedback to each and every employee. They can improve their learning experience. So by integrating all such kind of strategies, organizations, companies can create a compelling and supportive environment. Means we are trying to encourage our employees to engage in reskilling and upskilling initiatives. And we are ensuring they are prepared for the future challenges and opportunities.
Fantastic, ma'am. So when we consider about how the HR leader, they can motivate their employee to be engaged within the upskilling and reskilling. It is number one, when the HR, they are designing their program, so it must be accessible and easy to be understood to the employee, the workforce whom they are. Second, which is I see the maximum organization, either there are the big number of the organizations a gap when the learning and development or the reskilling, upskilling, it is not aligned with their, as you have been advisors to with their appraisal, their promotions, and their career progression also. That is in maximum organization, this is a lacking so far. If we are in the industry area and era more than the 100 years are there has been more than 100 years of the industrialization happen. So in that case, there the inclusion of your learning, upskilling, and progressing into your career also does not been aligned to ultimately whom you have to be getting what reward you are getting at, which will be called as the appraisal, promotions, and then it is about your the succession planning also. When the organization had to successfully identify the people who must be rewarded and who must be carried forward to the next level, those people who are performing better on the part of achieving the organization goal, and secondly they must have to align it with how progressive they are into their own career, to upskilling, reskilling, and preparing, updating them with the future need of the organization, so they may be the real future leader for the organization. So when we consider about the strategies, how to engage the individual employee in reskilling and upskilling, then it come to now the program, the HR leader, they have been designed where the organization as well as the HR especially, because it is the role of HR leader, maximum organization, the learning and development as the skill, because it is part of the human relations. And so that's why it come into the domain of the HR function only. So in that case, when the program has been designed by the organization or HR domain of itself or the CHRO level people, but when they implement it at the ground, then after making it more successful or reaching to the maturity level, so that is coming within the ideal state of the 2 years. In that case, around 70 to 80% of the programs are filled. So now come to the point here, your advisors I'm seeking here, that is how the HR leader, they can measure the effectiveness of their reskilling and upskilling programs for their organization.
Okay. So for this, the HR leaders, they have to follow a comprehensive approach. Means we have to include multiple metrics. First of all, as you said, sir, conducting the pre and post program assessments. Means we have to measure the what is the actual improvement in employees' skills. This becomes the basic thing. Then we have to track their completion rates. What are their assessment scores? What are all the certifications they have achieved? Means all these will provide us a tangible evidence of their learning outcomes. See, we have LMS, Learning Management Systems. It offers detailed analytics on these metrics. Coming to performance improvement, it should be actually gauged by measuring the enhancements in their job performance, in their productivity, and what is the quality of work post training. Now, this can be tracked through performance reviews, as you rightly said, and the key performance indicators, KPIs. Then, monitoring the changes in employee engagement scores and retention rates, it becomes crucial. See, because higher engagement and lower turnover, this is what indicates there is a successful training program. Then next big thing is the customer satisfaction metrics. It can also provide insights, particularly for the reskilling initiatives, wherein we are targeting the customer facing roles. It could be the sales, it could be service. So analyzing whether these initiatives lead to the increased customer satisfaction. If yes, it can demonstrate the program's effectiveness. Then tracking the career progression. How can we do this? By monitoring the number of promotions, the internal transfers, what about the role expansions? All these are resulting from the training programs. This becomes another key metric. Then the business impact, it can be assessed by examining the influence on, say, the critical business metrics. It could be our revenue growth, it could be the innovation rates, and even time to market for new products. Say, for example, we all know about Accenture, a multinational professional services company. It actually tracks the impact of its reskilling initiatives by monitoring the revenue which is generated by their new business areas, wherein they have their reskilled employees are deployed, and they also use the employee surveys to measure the satisfaction with the training programs. Then collecting feedback from participants, it could be through the surveys, focus groups. It actually provides us the qualitative data on their training experience and what is its perceived value. Additionally, as we discussed a couple of times, leveraging the predictive analytics, it definitely helps the HR leaders to forecast the long-term impact of these training programs on their workforce capabilities and their business outcomes. So by leveraging these approaches, HR leaders can comprehensively measure what is their effectiveness of their reskilling and upskilling programs. They can also affirm that they deliver tangible benefits not only to the employees but also to the organization.
Thank you, ma'am. So great, fantastic. When the CHRO or the organization, they had to especially measure the effectiveness of their upskilling and reskilling program. So there are the multiple insights and the expert advices you have been given through what they need to do. So it is most importantly what the impact, but filling up of the documents, the matrix, that is the easy way, especially for the filling of document for auditing purpose. When at the end, organization have to seek the ultimately the reskilling and upskilling program, what result it has been drive. So that is what are the impact that individual post-training reskilling programs into their productivity, into their outcome of their the jobs has been given. So that is the basic turnout for the program effectiveness. Secondly, what is the contribution of these people who has been evolved into the reskilling and upskilling programs? What is their contribution ultimately to the growth of organizational revenue or the expansion of the businesses too? So then next it come about when we have been understood about the ROI, how they have to get, or effectiveness, how to have to be measured. But here now we are into the era of the technologies. So when we are talking about the reskilling and upskilling, which is the crucial for the competitive and the become more competitive, sustainable into the businesses for the organization, there you have to be upskill and reskill your workforces. So in that case, what is your advices? What are the technology? However, we have been discussed some technology beforehand. So, how and what role the technologies play into the reskilling and the upskilling of employee of an organization when the CHRO, HR leader, they are designing their upskilling and reskilling programs?
Yes, sir. Of course, there is no doubt that technology plays a pivotal role in strengthening these reskilling and upskilling efforts. Means technology provides innovative solutions that makes learning more accessible, more personalized, plus effective too. See, we have many online learning platforms like Coursera, we have edX, we have Skillshare, Udacity, Udemy, and many more. They actually offer a vast array of courses that any employee can access it anytime. Means it is allowing them to learn at their own pace. Plus, we have this AI and ML, artificial intelligence and machine learning technologies. It further enriches these platforms. How? It provides us the personalized learning experiences. It recommends the courses based on your own individual learning styles. What are your career goals? Based on that, it will be predicting the future skill requirements so that it is helping the HR leaders to plan the training programs proactively. Then we also have VR and AR technologies, virtual reality and augmented reality. It helps us to create immersive learning experiences that are particularly, say, useful for mastering complex technical skills or even simulations. So, for example, Walmart, we all know about the American multinational retail corporation. It actually uses VR, excuse me, virtual reality to train their employees in various scenarios, starting from their store management, safety training, to their till their customer service, to for their diversity and inclusion training. It is actually resulting in a 30% increase in employee confidence and also a significant reduction in training time, it seems. Then we already discussed about LMS, learning management systems. We have Moodle, we have Canvas, we have Blackboard. All these will facilitate the management and tracking of employee learning activities. Means they provide us the detailed analytics and progress reports, which are helping our organizations to measure the effectiveness of their training programs, whatever they provided. Then we have the mobile learning apps. It will enable us on-the-go learning. Means it is making us convenient for any of the employee to engage in training during their commute or during their breaks.
Yes.
Additionally, we also discussed about the gamification elements, which can be integrated into these platforms so that we are trying to increase the engagement and motivation of our employees. Then we know about Deloitte, which is a multinational professional services network. They use this gamified learning solutions. They want to augment the skills of their employees. So this is leading to their higher participation rates plus the improved learning outcomes. Then according to a report, I remember here, by e-learning industry, they say that companies which incorporate e-learning technology, they achieve an 18% boost in employee engagement. So by optimizing these technological advancements, companies can definitely create a dynamic and flexible learning environments. Means we are effectively supporting that continuous development of our workforce.
Yeah, fantastic, man. So when it is about the technologies, so technology play a crucial part into the learning and development, upskilling and reskilling. However, as the human beings, we cannot deploy the one person for the six person or the group of people to monitor their right kind of success. So in that part, the technologies are helping the organization how they can monitor, regulate, and immediately accessible on all the way. As you have been said, there are the mobile apps, so they can get through all these learning tools. So technology is also helping to the organization to leveraging their reskilling and upskilling initiatives. So far, when we have been done through the technology role, they have been done. But next, it come about the inclusively we have been just went through in the earlier, where we discuss about the learning and development, how we can effectively measure what are the impact that create to the ultimate objective of the organization. Now the question come here, and how can HR a leader ensure that their reskilling and upskilling initiatives are aligned with their organizational strategic goal? When we draw it out that when we have to measure the effectiveness of the program, so there means some impact has been done to the organizational goal. So now coming to question to that, how the HR leader can now align their upskilling and reskilling initiative to this the organization strategic goal. So what is your advices on this?
Okay. So for this, HR leaders, they must adopt a comprehensive approach. That means I would like to say this approach must be integrating training with broader business objectives. First thing I would like to say is we have to secure the executive sponsorship. This becomes crucial because support from a senior leadership means it automatically confirms there is alignment with our strategic priorities and there is appropriate resource allocation. Then unifying or blending the reskilling initiatives mainly into the strategic workforce planning. This becomes the right way to identify the anticipated skill demands and also to develop that targeted training programs. Plus, we have to establish clear and measurable objectives for our training programs, such as the specific performance improvements, the innovation targets, or customer satisfaction metrics. It aligns these efforts with the organizational goals. Additionally, you have to align the reskilling and upskilling programs with the organization's D&I goals. That means the diversity and inclusion. Because we have to promote a diverse and inclusive workplace, right? We have to refine the overall business outcomes. That is important to us. Then establishing the feedback mechanisms. This allows the employees from diverse backgrounds. They are in a position to share their experiences. They can give their suggestions. Hereby, we are encouraging them to make the learning opportunities more inclusive and effective. Then we can also go ahead with the cross-functional collaboration with the different departments so that we are trying to understand their unique skill requirements. We are trying to guarantee that the training programs are comprehensive and relevant. Then regular review and adaptation of the training programs, which are based on actually these feedbacks, the performance data, right? Plus our evolving business needs. We need to maintain the relevance and effectiveness. Say, for example, Siemens, a German multinational technology conglomerate, it aligns its training programs with its digital transformation goals. Means they are assuring their employees develop the necessary digital skills, right, to support the company's shift towards Industry 4.0. Then, according to a LinkedIn learning report, say organizations with strong alignment between learning programs and their business goals, they are 46% more likely to be the leaders in their industry, it seems. Now, by adopting all these strategies, HR leaders, they can ensure that their reskilling and upskilling initiatives, it is being done effectively to support their organization's strategic goals and drive sustained business success.
Okay, fantastic. So, can you just give some example of the some successful study case studies and the stories about the reskilling and upskilling initiative of the organization? However, 3 and 4 you have been already highlight. So, I want to see here some other examples, if you can.
Yeah, sure, sir. So I would like to highlight here Amazon, an American multinational technology company. They are aiming to upskill 1 lakh employees by 2025. They have programs such as Amazon Technical Academy, Machine Learning University, and Career Choice. Here, how is it they are helping means they are prepaying 95% of tuition for the courses which are in demand fields. Means they are trying to significantly progress their employees' career prospects. Similarly, when speaking about AT&T, they have that $1 billion investment in reskilling. Here, they are trying to include the partnerships with online education providers. They are trying to focus on the main areas like data science, cyber security, and this is resulting in a significant number of employees who are transitioning into new roles within the company. Then we also have IBM's Skills Build initiative. So this offers free access to learning resources and a personalized coaching. Now this targets the development of tech and professional skills. And this initiative has successfully helped over 1 million of people worldwide to uplift their employability. Then we also have Unilever's Flex Experiences platform. So this enables employees to take on short-term projects outside their usual roles. This is helping them to gain new skills, new experiences, which is enhancing their career development. So all these initiatives, they're not only addressing the immediate needs of the workforce, but also they're aligning with the long-term strategic goals. This is showcasing the transformative impact of the well-designed reskilling and upskilling programs. In fact, Amazon also reported that employees who actually participated in their upskilling programs, they were actually 2.4 times more likely to advance to higher paying roles, it seems. So all these examples are illustrating the tangible benefits of such kind of initiatives.
Yeah, fantastic. Because these case study especially highlight there are the organization who has been successfully initiated the reskilling and upskilling initiatives, and so that we called the successful case studies. So now it come to the next question. So that is about when the people we are always resistant to change. So in that case, what are your advices to the HR leader when they initiate any new program, new initiative? Similarly, we are here discussing about the reskilling and upskilling program. So how that the HR leader can manage the resistance to change when they are implementing the reskilling and upskilling programs for their organization?
So HR leaders, they can effectively manage this resistance to change by adopting, say, comprehensive change management strategies. First and foremost, I would like to say transparent communication is crucial. I already said, if you clearly convey the purpose, the benefits, and the expected outcomes of your training programs, it helps to reduce the uncertainty and also it builds trust amongst your employees. So, for instance, the McKinsey survey, it revealed that 70% of the change programs fail. Even, sir, you are also mentioning some sort of survey like this. Yes, why do such programs fail? Often due to the lack of employee engagement and communication. That is the main criteria, not communicating properly to your employees. Then involving employees in the planning stage itself. Then in the implementation phases, this is very much essential to gain their buy-in and make them feel invested in this process. Say, for example, PricewaterhouseCoopers, a multinational professional services network, they have this PwC's New World, New Skills, New World, New Skills initiative. Now, this initiative, it actually focuses on upskilling the workforce for the demands of this digital era. Then, providing the robust, say, support systems, something like counseling, peer support groups, change champions, all these are significantly helping our employees to navigate the transitions. You all would have heard about the Google's Whisper project. So this offered mentorship and psychological support to ease the employees into new roles. Then actively listening and addressing your employee concerns is another critical aspect, because you are ensuring that fears and uncertainties, they are mitigated through the reassurance and your practical solutions. Then implementing the changes gradually through a phased implementation. This will allow the employees to slowly adapt and build the confidence in their new skills and the processes. We all know about Adobe, a multinational computer software company. So it's transition to a subscription-based model. This particular example, it illustrates this well. What they did was they involved their employees in the early stages itself. Then they provided them the extensive training. They also maintained open lines of communication. Thereby, they facilitated a smoother transition. Now, we all can combine these strategies with a continuous feedback loops, and we need to have that measurable milestones, right? All this will ensure that we have a more seamless and successful implementation of our reskilling plus our upskilling initiatives.
Fantastic, ma'am. So when we said here about the how the HR professional they can manage with the resistance to change of the people. So it is all about maximum. The studies are also saying where the more than 80% of the programs which has been initiated by the CHROs that failed because they had that has been prepared by them into their boardroom, their the AC based rooms also. Because when you have to get the right kind of the return from any program you are developing, so advices which you have been given, or especially I also want to highlight here, that is you need to be evolve or engage the actual participant and whom actually are going to drive these things into organization, like we are considering or talking about the reskilling and the upskilling. So in that case, what need to do by the HR people? So if you are designing a program, so there you have to be evolve all those people who would be affected from these areas, and especially to whom it is going to be prepared. So that is the right kind of the way where the HR professional they can manage their the resistance of the change into the right point of time in the beginning, and they can address it out. So when we are moving further to the implementing of the programs, also how the HR leader can be manage the resistance to change, then further it come about the what are the partnerships where the educational institution online learning platforms can beneficial into the reskilling and upskilling efforts of the organization. When we talk about the collaboration of the academic and the institution with the industries, so there it come at the triangle. So what is your advices and how and this partnering can help the organization to especially prepare the right kind of talent for the future, the need of skilled workforce for the organization?
Okay. So, in reskilling and upskilling efforts, partnerships actually play a pivotal role in the betterment of the training programs and also to ensure their effectiveness. Sir, as you told, collaborating with educational institutions such as universities or even the vocational schools, it will enable the organizations to offer the specialized courses or even the programs which are tailored to their specific needs. Often they'll be co-developing the custom curriculum because they want to address the skill gaps within the workforce. When we take the examples of companies like TCS, Infosys, Wipro, all of them, they have established comprehensive training programs and partnerships with educational institutions, mainly with the motto of upskilling their workforce and also to stay competitive in this digital age. Additionally, we can have partnerships with the leading online learning platforms like Coursera or LinkedIn Learning, even our PMHR and SBR Learning Studio. You are in a position to provide employees with access to a diverse array of courses and certifications. So you are offering flexibility and convenience in learning. Above this, what do we want, right? Then coming to the industry associations, it also offers valuable insights into the sector-specific trends, the best practices. While even the government programs, it can provide funding, resources to support such sort of training initiatives. We also have private training providers who deliver the targeted solutions. We can have partnerships with the tech companies and even the NPOs, non-profit organizations, who mainly focus on the digital literacy and innovation. Moreover, we can also get collaborated with the diversity and inclusion organizations because we have to ensure there is accessibility and also equity in our reskilling efforts. Means we are trying to promote a diverse and inclusive workforce. I'd like to give an example here. The Salesforce partnership with Year Up in US of A. This is a great example of a successful collaboration between a for-profit company, that is Salesforce, and a non-profit organization, Year Up, in US of A. They specifically focus on reskilling and upskilling. So this partnership is something like I would like to call it as a win-win situation for both the companies. Means they allow Year Up to provide valuable training to the young adults and they equip them for the successful tech careers. At the same time, this sales force, it benefits from a pipeline of the skilled potential employees and also strengthens its reputation as a socially responsible company. So this sort of model, this model of partnership, it can be replicated even in other industries because we can bridge the skill gaps and we can create a more inclusive workforce.
Yeah, great, ma'am. So it is all about when the HR especially had to align their workforce with the organizational goal. So they need to be focused on the some collaboration. Either it may be the institution, academic, and industry. This triangle is helping them ultimately getting the right kind of skill for their future. The business advantage they had to get the competitiveness also. When we considering all through this reskilling and upskilling discussion we had in today's this so far we have started at 8:30. So now when we talk about especially the HR leader, what they do, what they have to do, how they can empower their organization, what strategy they have to do. So last question here is, my question is for you that we talk about the HR leaders, what they have to do. The HR leader who are initiating these initiative for the organization, they also need to upskill. So what are the sort of right kind of the skills the HR leader itself need to be nourished into themselves also in when they have to be upskill and reskill themselves? So what are those skills you are here can highlight for the HR leader who are in the strategic role? How they can effectively that managing or implement the upskilling and reskilling program for their organization?
Okay, sir. So looking ahead, HR leaders should, as you said, should always stay abreast of emerging skills to effectively tailor their reskilling and upskilling initiatives. See, alongside this digital literacy, data analytics, cybersecurity, artificial intelligence, machine learning, blockchain, quantum computing, soft skills, sustainability, not only these, several other competencies are gaining prominence in the modern workforce. One such skill I would like to highlight is the adaptability and change management. This involves the ability to embrace and navigate the change effectively. I remember the McKinsey Global Institute report. It suggests that by 2030, as many as 375 million workers, or say roughly 14% of the global workforce, 14% of the global workforce may need to switch occupational categories, say due to automation and AI-driven disruptions. Now, through this, we understand that this is underscoring the urgency for organizations to invest in reskilling and upskilling initiatives. Means we have to confirm our employees are equipped with the necessary skills to thrive in this evolving job market. Then coming to another critical skill is the remote work proficiency. This encompasses the ability to collaborate effectively in virtual environments. We need to manage remote teams and also utilize the remote work tools properly. And with the rise of this remote and hybrid work models, these skills are becoming increasingly vital for the success of any organization. I would also like to highlight the cultural competency plus the diversity and inclusion skills. They are also gaining importance because companies are recognizing the value of diverse perspectives plus the inclusive work environments. And according to this McKinsey report itself, companies in the top quartile for the racial and ethnic diversity, they are 35% more likely to have financial returns above their respective national industry medians. I would also like to highlight the creativity and innovation skills. They are also essential for driving organizational growth and competitiveness in today's fast-paced market. Quoting the examples of the companies like Apple, Tesla, they thrive on innovation. Means they are highlighting the importance of fostering a culture of creativity within our organizations. So by meshing these emerging skills into their reskilling and upskilling initiatives, HR leaders, they can ensure that their workforce or even themselves, they remain adaptable, resilient, and equipped to flourish in the future workplace.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for giving your the most the impressive advices to the HR professionals, what they have to do, and especially this platform as the People Manager HR magazine and academy. We are especially that adopted this platform to nurturing the HR professional into the level of empowering HR professional to the next level. So there are also the many things which included to be the reskilling and upskilling which come to there. So now it is the time for the quick some the community questions which has been asked here live. I can see Dr. Nepal Singh. He has been asked the one question. So how the company is giving importance to reskilling and upskilling to the gig worker and contract workforces too. So what is your advices on that? The how company they are giving importance for reskilling and upskilling to the gig works and the contract labor, how they can manage and how they can especially enhancing the reskilling of upskilling to the contractor worker and the gig workers.
The gig and contract workers.
Contractors, yes.
Okay. First thing I would like to say, see, companies are increasingly recognizing the importance of gig contract workers, because even though we see there are also rapidly changing workforce. First thing, they are supporting with the flexible work arrangements. They are providing the remote work options, right? Many companies are offering this even to the gig and contract workers. They are providing the flexibility plus a better work-life balance. Then they are also having something like project-based assignments. Means work is often structured around the specific projects, so that it is allowing the gig workers, they can manage their time, their commitments more effectively. Then they are also giving access to the T&D, training and development. There are also online courses, workshops, right? These are helping the gig workers to upskill, and they are also in a position to stay competitive. Then they are also providing the certification programs. Their relevant skills, offering the certifications in their relevant skills in their area of interest. It is helping the gig workers to improve their credentials plus their marketability. So with this, I'm very much sure they are trying to integrate into the company culture. Means they are including even the gig workers into their team meetings, their company events. So I would like to say even gig workers, contract workers, they're helping the employees to feel more integrated, more valued. And even the gig workers, they are being paired with the mentors also. The mentors are in a position to give them the guidance and support. And even gig workers, contract workers, any part-time workers, they are also been ensured of the fair pay, and plus they are also given many packages of benefits like health insurance, retirement plans, right, paid leave, even to the gig workers.
Definitely, these initiatives will help also, and the also recognize the importance of reskilling for the gig workers as well as the workforce of contract workers also. However, there are the technologies who give the advantage to the organization to leverages their upskilling initiative, where they don't does not have to call the people to the workplaces to directly or physically. It is would be through the technology. It can be emerged further and engaged with such initiative of reskilling and upskilling. So that's why we can consider that every organization, they are now that it, more importantly, and that getting it or taking it more important, focusing on the reskilling and upskilling. Either it is the direct workforce they have been, or even they are engaging the gig workers as well as the workforce that the contract forces to workforce too. So there are the one another question which has been asked by the Brinda and Omicron Media. She is asking about when we talk about especially the how HR leader manage the resistance to change. So she's asking about how to handle the difficult personalities who are too stubborn into the organization where we are putting the reskilling upskilling. So what would be your advices?
Sorry, sir.
So how to handle the difficult personalities who are too stubborn? It is related to the managing of the resistant to change.
Okay. Who are resistant to change? How do
Ye-
the HR leaders manage them?
Yes,
Okay, first thing I already mentioned about active listening is the first thing what they can do, right? Why? What are their perspectives? Why is it they are stubborn to change? They need to understand. Then second thing, they can show empathy, right? Let us acknowledge what are the feelings and perspectives of our employees. Thereby, what is it we are doing? We are trying to build trust amongst the employer and employee relationship. Then many a times I told this, we need to have a clear and direct communication. Let us be very much specific. Let us clearly articulate the expectations. What are the responsibilities we are expecting from our employee, right? And what is their impact of their behavior on the team plus their organization? Let us try to properly communicate. Then we can, as I told you, we can set the boundaries and expectations. We can define what sort of behavior is acceptable and what is not, right? Let us clearly define the boundaries. Then we can have the performance standards. We can establish and we can communicate the performance standards so that we are ensuring they understand what will be the consequences if those employees don't meet them. Then for such kind of stubborn employees, let us try to provide, say, constructive feedback, right? Let us focus on their behavior. Let us not target them personally. This is what we expect from the organizations, from the supervisors, superiors, bosses, right? Then we can also, first, let us try to develop ourselves the conflict resolution skills. Then we can, in a positive way, mediate and we can facilitate any sort of discussions. We can, in the first stage itself, we can resolve the conflicts. Then,
definitely.
in the light of this reskilling and upskilling, we can definitely provide training, especially on the communication, teamwork, conflict resolution. We can pair them with a mentor or a coach who will be in a position to provide them a guidance and support. So let us try to create a collaborative environment. Let us try to encourage that teamwork. Let us have that inclusivity in whatever we do.
Thank you. So here I can also add one important thing where the stubborn people how to be. It is why it is happening. So when the organization they are designing their workforces, the requirement as well as their organizational structuring. So it is the lack of there. When the organization had to face that had to align their organization, their structuring. So that must be aligned with the organization expectation. So there, what when the employee they are hiring, either what types of the stubborn is that or it can be aligned with the right kind of the approaches, and it is about their defining of one the ideal employee image which can further be defining the expectation what they have to deliver. So what they have to deliver, that is a part of performance. Second is the what they have to demonstrate as in the behavior. Then ultimately the outcome what is coming. So then after your communication mentoring is started, if it is there, so outcome have to be ensured. If you are not at par with this required, you have the opportunity of this. If second time it is happening, you have this limitation. Third time you have to be say tata bye. So this is the way out, but it may be more rigid, more strict for the organization, but you have to be take care these steps. So one is another question, which is important question, which I can say it here, which has been asked by the Madhur Prajapati from the who is as an HR head into the Mukul export. He is asking about how and what types of the initiate that the HR can take to train the unskilled labor or the contract labor unskilled workforce to soft skills and how they can utilize. So what initiative HR need to take care while that especially as part of train the unskilled workforce into the soft skills.
To train the unskilled
Yes,
workforce
yes, with the soft skill.
with soft skills.
Yeah. Or how to
Okay.
develop the soft skill into the unskilled workforces, especially it is in the manufacturing organization. So part of their engaging the unskilled, like the matric pass people as the contract labor, something. So they are unskilled only. And then how to develop the soft skill into them. What are the soft skills? So here it can be the question about the what are the soft skilled and how they can develop the soft skill into the unskilled and the semi-skilled work. There are the categorization into the workforces or the minimum wage has been defined by the government regulatories.
Okay. I would like to say we can have some sort of interactive workshops which focuses on, say, communication, teamwork, or any sort of soft skills, problem solving, time management. We can conduct those sorts of workshops. And we can also invite, say, the industry experts who will be in a position to give seminars on the importance of why do we need soft skills, especially in the workplace. Then, as already I mentioned, we can have online training programs. We have many e-learning platforms. We can try to utilize those platforms which offers courses in soft skills. Then we can also host some webinars on specific soft skill topics. Means this will be allowing the employees to learn from anywhere. Then we can have the pairing with the mentors or even peer mentoring, wherein employees they can learn from each other. We try to encourage in our organization. Apart from this, we can also have, say, role playing activities. Something like we will be simulating the real life scenarios, right? Wherein they actually require effective communication. How do they resolve a conflict, or how do they go about working in a team? Then we can have the feedback sessions. Means following this role play activities with the feedback sessions, therein we will try to highlight what are the areas of their improvement. Mainly, we have to go along with the collaborative projects, group activities, team building exercises. All this will help them to seek cooperation and to improve their work skills. I mean, the soft skills.
Thank you so much. So the last question from the community who are asking here. So here is the Siddharth Nambiar, and he is from Peninsula Land Limited. He asking that how to develop the performance-driven culture by upskilling and reskilling.
What, sir?
How to develop a performance-driven culture via upskilling and reskilling programs.
Performance driven culture.
Yes.
Okay. So, I would like to say here we require a strategic approach. First thing, we need to clearly tell them what are our expectations, right? If we have the clarity on that, yes, definitely we can, sorry, we can create a positive work environment. Then coming to the second thing,
Voice is not coming. You are mute. Yes.
sir, am I audible?
Yes, yes, you are audible now.
Okay. So I was telling you, when we have the clear goals, when we have the expectations, usually when I speak about the goals, our goals should be SMART, means specific, measurable, it must be achievable, relevant, plus time bound. Then we need to foster a culture wherein we take the responsibility. We have that ownership plus we have that responsibility. Then we can also make use of the transparent, say, performance metrics, KPIs, so that we can measure what is the progress and what is our accountability. We can also provide, say, continuous feedback, support, plus the open communication. In the meanwhile, we can also have some sort of recognition programs so that we can celebrate the achievements and outstanding performance of our employees. Through all this, we are trying to, say, promote the collaboration and teamwork.
Definitely. Thank you so much, Dr. Shiranjan, giving your time for this today's special session where we have been speak on the reskilling and upskilling. It's important for the organization and developing the future workforce throughout. So here is for the participants also that you can directly reach to Dr. Shiranjan. We will share the details. And Shiranjani is not just the professor. She is the certified post trainer, certified soft skill trainer. She is the certified or the corporate trainer. She is also the NLP practitioner and life coach, German language educator too. If you are connecting to Dr. Shri Ranjani, she is helping you into the multiple stream. Either it is your the personal, the life related issues you are facing, and further into the corporate, your different trainings you required. So directly, our community can be reached to her. So we will also share Shri Ranjani's LinkedIn detail through all the community through email and WhatsApp group so that they can reach to you. And further, thank you so much giving your time. And even though it was the 1 hour of discussion, 8:30 to 9:30, we are now at the more than 10. So thank you so much giving this special time. And further, maybe possibly into the future, we would have one additional session with you to our community, enriching and empowering them with the advices of your the great advisors, how we can help and empower our the HR community, especially and where we are into the mission to empowering the HR professional, 100 million HR professional by 2040 as our mission. So thank you so much giving your time, as well as thank you so much all the participants who join on the Zoom, and many who has been joined and gone out, and there are around 14 plus participants on the YouTube and Zoom, that LinkedIn also. So thank you so much everyone for joining this today's session. However, within the next session, we are coming with the new HR thought leader who would advise us to what are the extent of knowledge required to be for HR professional to into their workplace, the right kind of strategy approaches to nourishing their workforces, nurturing their talent, nurturing their goal-oriented practices, as well as the one question which has been asked by one of the community participant, that is about the culture, that the performance driven culture, how they can introduce into the organization and initiate. So thank you so much everyone for giving your time for this session today. And any last word by Dr. Shri Ranjani before then we bind up this session today?
A special thank you for this thought-provoking talk
You're
show.
welcome.
And I would like to say this discussion has been nothing short of exceptional because of all our HR leaders present here today, including you and our other special participants. So I want to extend my heartfelt thanks to the esteemed team at People Manager HR Magazine for organizing this insightful talk show.
Thank you,
And
ma'am.
I especially appreciate the expertise and engaging facilitation of Mr. B.R. Singhvi sir, promoter
Thank
and
you.
director of SBR HR Learning, which
Thank you, ma'am.
fostered a dynamic exchange of ideas and perspectives.
Thank you so
And the
much for.
knowledge and inspiration gained here today will undoubtedly equip all of us as HR leaders to future-proof our say workforces and empower our employees to thrive in the face of change.
Thank
Thank
you.
you all once again for this special event. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, ma'am. So giving you a time, and it is more than 1.5 hours, and it was a late evening also. So thank you so much again with this initiative, and we have been started this platform to helping the HR people, empowering them. If you have been achieved something into your career, so we the people manager is the platform here to expand your reach to the globe. As of now, we have reached to the 37 HR professional community globally, and we are reaching it by 2040. Our the mission is to the 100 million people. So these are the sessions are going to be helping the HR professional how they have to enrich themselves, and also leveraging their workforce and the organization, really becoming the strategic human resources and helping the businesses to adopt and not adopt. It is achieving their goals. So thank you so much everyone for joining this session today. So here we are binding up, and we will meet all of you into the next session. Maybe the timing we have been changed. Earlier it was the 9 to 10. Now it will be 8:30 to 9:30, so that maximum number of the participants can take part in, get the knowledge from these sessions and the expert advices by the thought leader we are inviting into this talk show. Thank you so much everyone, and special thank you to Dr. Shri Ranjani giving your time today.
Thank you, sir. Good
Thank
night,
you
all.
so much, and good